It's time for the Octane Skin Tier List. This is one of my favorite characters in Apex Legends. I believe he has some of the best skins, just like I said with the Revenant tier list. And if you haven't seen that one, make sure you check it out by clicking above right now. But I did not feel the same way for Loba, as you can see in my Loba tier list, which you can click above right now. There are a handful of legends that I believe have some of the best skins in the game, and as you will see in this video, Octane is one of them. And we're gonna go through every skin that has been released up until this point. Any skin that comes out after this, I will try to update in the pinned comment with my review and showcase of that skin. In addition, we've also started a series on here called Apex Legends Brackets, where you vote on which skin you think is the best. We have a few rounds that go by, and then at the very end we decide which skin is the very best. And I'll be giving out battle passes, Apex coins, etc. while this is going on. But let's get into this video with the first skin, which is El Diablo. El Diablo is one of the few skins that you can get at any time via crafting or Apex coins. This is absolutely one of the most popular skins. It's so popular that I've actually seen it in person at conventions such as PAX East in Boston, and for good reason. This skin was created by Jeremy Jodoin, I hope I said your name right, and he says, and I quote, "My first task at the Fantastic Respawn Entertainment." This is one of the first skins, one of the first things they did at the company. That is incredible. Along with his team and his lead, Kevin Anderson, and Todd Tsunami for contributing art. What more can I say about this skin that you don't already know though? It's Octane with a crazy looking mask, looks like the devil or El Diablo. All the colors work, the spikes are just crazy but they're cool. This fits Octane's personality because it's got that creepy smile, and you know behind that mask, that is exactly what Octane is doing no matter what is going on in a game. So you know this one is going right up there in tier S. Well done, Jeremy and the team. Next up we have Speed Demon, which is of course an alternate take on El Diablo. The color combination on this one is pretty good, but I do prefer the El Diablo color scheme. I know some might call it simplistic on El Diablo, but I think that the mask being red really makes it on that one. This one, it's cool because the mask is blue, but the other colors on the top and the bottom there, they do look really cool. It's just I slightly prefer El Diablo personally. Just a personal preference, but in all honesty, these are both fantastic. The only actual problem I have with this skin is that the spot where you can see Octane's hair in this one kind of reminds me of Syndrome from The Incredibles, but that is a minor nitpick and more of just a, that's kind of funny type thing. So, but overall, still an awesome looking skin in this variation. And even though I prefer El Diablo, it doesn't matter. It's an awesome skin. It looks awesome in action. Even though I prefer El Diablo, this one is still S tier as well. Amazing skin. I like to say these skins look both cool and ridiculous. Next we have the Victory Lap, which just by the name alone you should know that this skin is all about speed and momentum and racing, whether it's in a car, motorcycle, F1, whatever. That's what this skin is all about. You can tell by the skin itself, it looks like something with a bunch of sponsorships on it, you know, with the text on it and whatnot. Looks like something you'd see someone wearing if they were at Daytona 500. That being said, the colors are a little strange to me. It's a strange color combination. There's blue, orange, white, green. This is a clean skin overall. Even though the design itself looks like a, you know, NASCAR flag or something, or like chess or checkers, both the game and the fast food franchise, which I've actually never been to, but I drive by all the time. I'll have to remember to do that. Having said all that, if any of that even makes any sense, what I'm trying to say is that even though the skin looks a little ridiculous, I love it. I still think it looks clean. When I look at it, it makes me happy, it makes me smile. It could just be the helmet, because I know who's underneath having a good time, and it just works for the character. So I'm gonna actually put this one surprisingly in tier A. It is a very good skin. Next up is Gold Rush, which is a much cleaner version of the previous skin. Got gold, got a lot of straps and stuff, which if you know from my Loba tier list, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is a pretty clean skin. I love the color scheme here. It's simple, but for this one, it almost looks like he's going into space versus driving a race car. And while I do slightly favor this one over the Victory Lap, I'm going to put this one in tier A as well, but I would definitely put it above the Victory Lap personally. That's just my opinion, and in all honesty, all the skins we've mentioned so far, they're all fantastic. They've all hit tier S or tier A, so looking good, Octane, looking good. Next up is the holy grail of Octane skins, the one you all love, the one that you get upset at when it comes back and you miss out on it, and I understand because it's awesome. This is Red Shift. This is El Diablo, but with a color scheme that just says something like Golden Dragon. The colors on this version of the skin actually look incredible, and they make the skin look more fierce, more aggressive, and I like that for Octane. I think it's fantastic. My only minor gripe is that little neck piece that goes down to the chest. It's a little strange looking to me, however, that is a minor gripe because everything else is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you know this one's going up in tier S. Next we have Extreme Measures with this victory lap type scheme going on, and it just looks absolutely ridiculous. This yellow or gold mixed with the purple, black, it doesn't do anything for me. I think maybe if the eyes were a different color I'd appreciate it more. You know, it's kind of like Winnie the Pooh meets Figment. One character I really love, one character I really despise, and yes, I'm talking about Figment. Figment is a terrible character and should be removed from Disney theme parks. Yeah, I said it. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I don't care. Figment is terrible and should be removed from Epcot immediately. My point is, this skin, it's one thing I like, one thing I don't like, basically, put together, and the result is something I kinda like. So, I'm actually gonna put this one in tier B. This is my least favorite so far of the victory lap type skins. Next is Jade Tiger. Although looking at that mask, I kind of get Kung Fu Panda vibes. But there is totally a tiger in there, and it looks pretty funny looking. It is amusing. I do enjoy that. I love when Octane is funny, of course, because he is one of, if not the funniest characters in the game, in my opinion. Now, I do like the colors on this one. The gold and the green or the jade look very good. I do think the crotch and leg area is a little open and maybe could use some armor or something. Although I can see why that would be a problem if you were running, but it just doesn't look right. It looks very strange to me. Also, the cutoff thing, I know that his original skin has that, but I don't think it's necessary. And it looks weird with the armor above his stomach. Like when he's running, that must kill. I don't know. Looks strange to me. And then, you know, his little tattoo. It's like, alright. It looks okay, I guess. I also don't like how above the chest piece, medallion looking thing, and then there's a popped collar. Like, I don't know. This is a skin that has potential. I can see this skin looking cool. Like, maybe if it was just the green and the gold. I don't know, maybe I'm too simplistic. Maybe it's because I grew up with Power Rangers and I loved when the Green Ranger and Goldar fought each other. I don't know. But regardless, we're gonna put this one in tier B because the parts that work are just fantastic. The parts that don't work, I can kind of get over. Next we have Laughing Fool, which we previously saw on The Masked Singer. No, but really, this skin is meant to be like a Jester looking skin, and it does a really good job of that. You know, it does look like an old Jester looking skin. You know, it might even have somewhat of an Italian influence. It does look really good for what it is. It resembles that, you know, with a modern twist, with the robot legs, and Octane's little stem wires there. Mask looks creepy. Again, I'm not a big fan of the midsection being open, with the two bolts hanging out. That's just a little creepy. I like the mask on his hip, though. That's a pretty cool touch. But there's something about those black pants being shorts. Like, they should be pants, they should cover his legs. I know he's supposed to have the robotic legs, or the boots should just go up higher, maybe? Because what it does is, with the robotic knees, it cuts off and just makes these weird bubbly shorts, and that is very strange to me. So, on top of that, the little neck area shouldn't be open like that on this skin. It should be closed. I don't know what happened there, and I was very close to actually putting this in tier A because I do think everything else actually works for what this skin is going for. An old school Jester. But I can't get over those minor details I mentioned, so I've got to put this one in tier B. Still a pretty good skin. The execution though is just not quite there. Maybe a recolor or something in the future can make it look outstanding. Next we have Dasher, the reindeer skin. Honestly, some of the best or most memorable skins in this game came from the first Halloween event and the first Christmas or holiday season. This is one of them. It's just so ridiculous. It looks like one of those onesies you can get now at like Target, and then his belt literally has jingle bells on them. I just wish the arms actually were covered completely. I think, you know, you gotta go with the ridiculousness. I think it would look even better like that, maybe even hide the neck, but even not hiding the neck, it kind of works in this one. It's okay. The feet to look like a deer or reindeer, very nice touch. Red nose is excellent, but the absolute best part of this skin, the part of this skin that makes it so ridiculous and hilarious when you're playing, are the googly eyes. When you see the googly eyes when you're fighting someone with this skin, it just, you can't help but laugh. I do every time. You know, I think it's ridiculous, but I think it's hilarious too. Now, I'm also not a big fan of the crotch area being so, how do we put this? Visible because of the straps. Not the biggest fan of that.
Get religion.
Which is why, as much as I'd love to put this skin higher, I'm gonna put it in tier A. I am gonna put it in tier A. It was almost B, but I am gonna put it in tier A because it's hilarious, it's very good. Well done. Next up is Clocktain. Clocktain to me is essentially a steampunk skin. I love steampunk, I love the style. I love all the gears and the clocks. Gold, green, or teal, whatever it is, and even the maroon or red on the straps. It's fantastic. It reminds me of some sort of, like, inventor character or something. Trying to fix time. I don't know. It looks very cool. Or even one of the characters from the classic The Time Machine. I don't know, but I love how sleek it is. I love the colors on this one. I always say, not a fan of the cut open shirt there. I think it looks a little ridiculous, especially when you're wearing a jacket on top of it, but I do love this old-timey look, no pun intended. The mask especially looks so good. Looks like something you might even see in BioShock. Oh man, what a great franchise. But yeah, I love this one. Very well done. And even though I don't love the straps, I do think the color they chose, it does work for this outfit. So they did the best they could with it. So with that being said, I am actually going to put this one in tier A, but it is so close to S. This is like, if I were to do ratings, this would be 1 point away from going to S tier, for sure. Surplus Acceleration is next, which is a recolor of Speed Demon. The colors here are not very good on their own, but together they actually kind of work. This does look like something you might see in an anime, and I could totally see it working in that art form. Here, in this game, it does look a little ridiculous. The copper and orange, or the bronze, whatever it is, it's just a little too much overkill mixed with the brown, and then you've got this darker green. It's just okay overall. I'm not the biggest fan of the colors, like I said, on their own, but together, they do kind of work. You know, I don't like the ascot looking thing on the neck. I do like the mask, but the green and orange for the mask actually throws me off a little bit. Not a huge fan of that. You know, I don't like the syndrome looking hair in the back. And I really don't like how all the triangles are accentuated on this one. I don't like that at all. This is just an inferior version of some of the greatest skins Octane has, which means this one's gonna go in tier C. This is the weakest one we've seen so far in my opinion. There's just too much going on. No good for me. Next, we have Arachnoid Rush. This is, of course, the Legend Edition skin. I love the colors on this one. I love that it looks like some sort of a space alien spider. You know, I love those neon-looking colors, and if you mix them with this sort of alien-looking mask, it looks fantastic. I do think there is something strange going on with the shoulders, though. I don't know what it is. He looks like Jack, and it just doesn't fit Octane, but everything else is pretty dang cool, and it's pretty cool in motion, in the dark, all that stuff. So because of that, this one's going in tier A. On a side note, I highly recommend you get the Legend Editions before you buy anything else in the game, because when you purchase them, especially if they're on sale, you're getting 1,000 coins back. Pretty good deal in my opinion. The next skin is XL-R8. I believe this one was designed by X Yang. This skin is a very odd one as the legs look like some sort of cheese, or they remind me of some sort of like Connect set or Lego or something. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but they remind me of a toy. Some sort of a toy. Maybe that's the frame of reference here, I don't know. Colors themselves look pretty good. I do think it's a little too much yellow. I love the blues though. I like the hood and I like the goggles. I love that kind of futuristic look for the mask. Very cool. I'm not the biggest fan when they put these giant numbers on the skins though. And I'm not the biggest fan when things don't match as far as the arms go. However, I think it looks pretty cool here. There's just so much going on in this skin, but this skin is very crazy looking, but I have to say for the most part, it is pretty cool. So I'm going to put this one in tier A. Next is Whole Shot Hot Shot. This is a recolor of Gold Rush. You know how I feel about Gold Rush and all the skins that are similar to it. This one is no exception. Now for this one, what's unique about it really is just the yellow and the orange. And honestly, it just brings out too much of that NASCAR look, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Nothing against NASCAR. I just don't like this look. I feel like I'm in a malt shop in the 1950s. Not a huge fan of it. And I don't like the text, as I've said before. Don't think the colors go too well. So I'm going to throw this one in tier C. Sonic Boom. This is an Octane skin that I know a lot of people love because of that mask. That mask is really cool. It actually kind of reminds me of Caustic, which is weird, but I love the mask. I like the sort of futuristic vibe, and I love the colors. You know, I love those neon looking pinks and blues and things like that. Very cool. There's a lot going on as far as the text goes, and I'm not the biggest fan of like the pouch looking thing in the front, but at the same time it does cover up that crotch area, which does pop out a lot, which I personally am not the biggest fan of. And I think it's cool how even though we do get the middle section open, that it doesn't look like his skin. It looks like he's wearing some sort of skin tight thing underneath, which, you know, it could be pretty cool. And then lastly, you have these sort of giant things almost where the shoulders are, which I don't exactly know what they're for, but they do look cool. I just don't know if they're necessary. They kind of remind me of floaties when you're in the pool when you're a child. You know, maybe if they dropped those and did something different there, I'd like this skin a little bit more, but otherwise it is cool. It's just there's some parts that really ruin it. Like I said, like the pouch, the arm thing, so this one's going in tier B. Fast fashion, or as some of you like to call it, the ninja skin. It's sharp, it's cool, it's like a futuristic business person or something, I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I love the gold, the blue, the navy. Everything about this just says like super futuristic Federation type character. Could totally see it in like an anime. Visor's cool, the mask is cool. You know, I don't like when they show off the skin too much, but that's okay. But I think this would have benefited from being a full jacket versus having that cutoff piece just to look unique. But I mean, that's my little gripe with it. Like, I don't even mind the little elbow shoulder piece or whatever that is. Because of the color scheme, I think it works really well. I think, you know, it doesn't take too much away from it. So I was debating on this one from A and B. It's definitely not S. So I'm gonna put this one in tier A. Definitely a low A though, like I said, because of that little elbow piece, the shirt being the way it is, and I'm not a big fan of that little zigzaggy thing on the actual front piece of the shirt or jacket as well. But the thing I really like about this skin is that it actually reminds me of Olympus. When I see this skin, I totally picture Olympus, and that's pretty cool. Next we have El Tigre, or El Tigre, or however you want to say it. I think it's El Tigre. But anyway, this skin is clearly just a recolor of Jade Tiger, but of course it's not technically a recolor because EA/Respawn decided to do the whole let's make people pay for a recolor even though it's a recolor with actual Apex coins instead of legend tokens, which is so ridiculous. But anyway, we're here to talk about the skin itself. Now, one thing about the 2nd anniversary skins you'll notice is that they all have red, gold, and black, I believe, in one place or another. I do like the colors on this. I think they actually work for this one. The mask still does look kind of ridiculous like it does on Jade Tiger, but I think the darker colors actually help. Although, again, it does kind of look like Kung Fu Panda. I don't know. You know how I feel about the open area there in the shirt? Doesn't really bother me too much, though. This looks like some sort of battered down Power Rangers outfit, and I think it would have benefited if the neck was covered up. I think the neck tattoo looks very, very ridiculous. Not a fan. Those colors though, I mean, they really do a lot for this skin. There's some skins where they don't work as well, but because of the design of this one, like the chest piece, does look really good. So I was debating between B and C for this one, but I'd call this one a low B. This is gonna go in B, but low B for sure. Oni Shadow, I hope I said that right, is essentially a recolor of El Diablo, Speed Demon, Redshift, yada yada yada. Now the bronze or orange actually looks better on this skin than it did with Surplus Acceleration because that green just sort of ruined it. The blue here, or the navy, whatever that is, because it's darker, it actually helps with the overall color scheme of the skin, in my opinion. What do I know? I talk like I'm some sort of fashion expert, but I'm really not. Anyway, you know I love the overall design of this one, like I did with the others. It's the colors, though, that really make it. I also like when the hair is covered for the most part, unlike the ones I mentioned that look like Syndrome from The Incredibles. But there is still too much going on here with the little triangles on the legs and with little triangles above, well, what should be Octane's knees. And at the end of the day, I probably didn't mention this before, but it looks like a very tight jumpsuit or spacesuit essentially, with a bunch of spikes on it, and then that apricot thing around the neck, not a big fan of. It doesn't look too bad here with that orange or maroon, whatever it is. Mask is cool, but we've seen better colors there. So honestly, this one is between a B and a C for me, but I will settle on tier B. This next one is Wild Speed Octane. This skin was available during the AGLS Championship sale. Haha, that was the opposite of a sale. What they did is they hiked up the prices for these skins with the justification that some of the money that was paid for the skins would go towards the AGLS prize pool. Now look, I don't mind if EA or Respawn wants to take money out of skins that I purchase and put it towards the AGLS prize pool, but to hike the prices up, basically, with the justification that the extra price hike was going to go towards the AGLS Championship prize pool was absolutely ridiculous. If I didn't have a YouTube channel and I didn't want to showcase these skins to you so that you would or wouldn't buy them, then I would not have purchased the skin. Skin itself looks like a cheetah or a leopard. I would assume a cheetah because octane, speed, whatever. I don't know, are leopards fast? I'd Google it, but I don't care enough to Google it. So, anyway, it looks like Cheetara from Wonder Woman. It's very ridiculous. I don't think this is a skin that should be for octane, even if the idea is, you know, speed. You know, Caustic got like an ape one or a gorilla one. So weird. Anyway, you can see the spots. Wait, don't leopards? Leopards are the ones that have spots. I really want to look it up. I'm not going to look it up. So, I don't know. It just looks weird. It looks ridiculous. It is sleek, but the chest piece looks like an evil face almost. And then, you know, I'm glad there's a neck piece there for once. That's nice. The collar looks good. The mask and the ears, yes, they look a little weird, but it doesn't look too bad. It actually fits with the theme here, and it does look good. So because of that, I will put the skin in tier B. However, understand when I say the following. This skin, even though I put it in tier B, it is not worth the price hike. It is absolutely ridiculous at that price, and I would not purchase this again if it weren't for you folks. So please, make sure you subscribe, like, share, all that fun stuff. It helps me out a lot, and that support helps me buy these sometimes good, but sometimes ridiculously overpriced skins so that I can showcase them to you so you have an idea of how they look in game. And to round out the legendary skins for Octane, we've got Peak Performance. You could say that it's got hints of Arachnoid Rush in it, mixed with like a superhero or something, or super villain. It looks like a space bug, essentially, in my opinion. Something you'd see on like Power Rangers back in the day. It does look cool. I just don't love the colors, specifically that little white, beige, whatever it is. I think if that was a different color, this could be a much better skin. Obviously, I like the neon blue, and I do think the orange kind of works because it's like a darker orange. I love the mask. I think the mask looks fantastic, and it looks like the spikes are like little missiles that want to shoot out of his outfit, which would be really cool. Even the arms being completely open in this one makes sense, because both of them are open. It looks cool. Okay with the midsection being open as well. I like what they did there. For some reason, I don't know if it's the colors or what, it looks fine here. So I'm gonna put this one in tier B, and I hope we get a recolor at some point, an actual recolor, because I think you could make this one even better. Moving on to the epic skins, we have Wildfire. This is one of those moving skins where things move on the skin itself. So if you're trying to be sneaky, this is not the one for you. However, from a design perspective, this has two of the things I don't like. One, things that move, and two, color orange, usually. However, this is a Halloween skin, and it does work pretty well. It looks kind of ridiculous, but it is Halloween. Orange, black, and then they even changed the color of Octane's skin to make him look like he's undead, pale white, which I thought was kind of interesting. You know, the sleeveless look actually kind of works here, and that maroon color, or that red, whatever that is, that doesn't look bad either, but overall, it's just okay to me. Nothing special, although it definitely tries to be special. So I'm gonna put this one in tier C. It's okay, but definitely better around the Halloween season. 2 skins from one event? Yep, that's what Octane got during the past anniversary event. This is the epic skin from that event called Burnout. This is another one of those skins where there's stuff moving all around. I call this the Blue Honeycomb, and it actually doesn't look bad. It's just in a lot of weird places. It's like on his shins, whatever, and then in the midriff, and it's only on one of his arms. Very weird design choice. You know, maybe if you replace the blue with a little more yellow, you'd have Ronald McDonald, perhaps. I don't know. This is a very odd skin. It's like someone took a box of crayons, drew all over it. I don't know about this one. I really don't. It's too weird. It's like 10 different concepts tried to come together, and they all failed. So I'm actually gonna throw this one in D tier. It's not the worst. It's just pretty darn close. You know, there was an effort made. I just don't know what it was. Next up is Shuriken Showboat. This one is another one of these epic skins where you've got something moving on it. This looks to be red ninja stars. That's okay, but it does look kind of weird. Honestly, if it didn't have that, or if they were still, this might look better. I do like the design on the back, and I do like the fact that they colored those little metal pieces that are on his mid area. However, the top, the mask, all of it is a little too bland. Very plain, very basic. Kind of looks like Octane just came out of a cave or something like that. I don't know. This one was a little tough for me, but ultimately I decided to put it in tier C. It's just okay. And honestly, it could be better, especially if it didn't have those moving ninja stars. Alright, so the next one is Apex Jump. Yes, it actually has Apex in the name. This one has a little skeleton logo person thing that's moving around all over, and it does look pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of like Eddie from Iron Maiden or Vic Rattlehead from Megadeth. I do like that. I like the purple. But then you got the checkeredness going on around the waist area, and then it just goes straight down on the sides. That looks absolutely ridiculous. It's just random straps and things like that. This is kind of like some of the other legendary skins that we saw that were clearly geared towards like racing fans. That's what this one looks like, and I don't like that look at all. It's just all over the place. Gloves look weird. The mask looks like underwear. Not a huge fan, but like I said, that purple is pretty nice. There's just too much going on here, but it's not the worst thing I've seen, so I'm gonna put this one in tier C. The last unique epic and the last epic skin for Octane is going to be Hot Pursuit. Now, this one's got a lot of my favorite color on it, orange. Haha. No, but really, this kind of reminds me of some of the other skins we've seen, but the color is just a lot of orange. It's got that little black area in the middle, which also has orange that lights up. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. There's the red straps on the back. There's a lot of orange. This is the creamsicle skin, and I really am not a fan of these hexagon or circular-like things that light up and then they don't light up. It's just a whole mess of things that don't work for me. Maybe it works for you. That being said, I do like the orange on the eyes in the dark. That looks pretty cool. So we're gonna put this one in tier C. A lot of C's for epic. Let's now move on to rare. The first one is going to be White Lightning. This is from the Lost Treasures event. I apologize for my footage here, as this is from a video from 2020, from the early days of when I first started posting on YouTube, and when I was recording gameplay with my Xbox One X. Once cross progression is enabled, I'm going to have to update a lot of these videos, and hopefully I can do it in a way that's pretty cool and unique, and hopefully explores, you know, stuff that's been added since these videos came out, such as emotes and skydive emotes, etc. As far as the skin actually goes, the most noticeable thing is obviously Octane's skin color. He got a really deep tan here. The overall theme is supposed to be like adventure stuff, like Indiana Jones, The Mummy, that kind of thing. As far as his skin goes, maybe they were trying to make him Egyptian for like a sort of Indiana Jones or The Mummy, and maybe that's what they were going for here. Now, you know, the straps again in that bottom area, not so good. I do like the colors though, and I do like the colors as they match this overall, like, you know, gold, teal, white essentially theme. The mask itself is alright. It's kind of like this bronze or gold type thing. And then you've got these sort of like Egyptian looking things on the bottom area, on like above where the knee should be, and also in the hip area going down. It's a lot of different colors, a lot of different things, a lot of different styles trying to come together. And I do actually really like the hieroglyphics on his arm. That's a really nice touch instead of just getting regular tattoos. Yeah, this is definitely like Egyptian theme now that I'm thinking about it. Also, the goggles, I like how they're like red-orange, like the sun or something, like Ra, the sun god, I don't know. Overall, I gotta appreciate that they made an effort here, and it is pretty good. It is not the best skin in the world, and there could be some fixes here and there, but overall, they did a pretty good job with this one. I'm gonna put this one in tier B. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, next is Hit and Run. This was a skin that was in the Season 6 Battle Pass. Now, I love the green, I love the red, I love all the colors. Let's just say I love all the colors on this one. Looks awesome. I really do. Like, this could be a Monster Energy drink skin. You know, he does have a Monster Energy drink skin. This isn't it, but oh, that promo. That promo was a mess. Let me tell you. I had to wait weeks to get 10 cans verified. Anyway, actually maybe 11. Anyway, you know, I don't know why he's got to write his name above his crotch. That's a little weird. I don't know what the obsession here is. I don't get it. It's creepy. But I do like that it says plus on the top. That's cool. Looks good. Love the font. Love the style. I'm digging it. It's very street, and I certainly do enjoy that. Very, very good skin, especially for a Battle Pass skin, because let's be honest, some of the Battle Pass skins just aren't it. So I can confidently put this one, ooh, you know, hold on a sec. Well, I gotta think about this for one sec. This is tough. This is tough. There's even more text on the back. Looks good. I like it a lot. This is actually one of my favorite of the lower tier skins. You know, minus that crotch area thing, and on the back, the green going up the butt there is a little strange, but you know what? This is actually a really fun skin. It's fun, it's cool, really does give off an Octane vibe. I'm gonna put this one in tier A. I like it a lot, and I think that for a battle pass skin and for a lower tier skin, like, very well done. Next we have Wicked Intent. This one reminds me kind of like of Call of Duty with that mask. I know Call of Duty didn't invent that mask, I just always think of Call of Duty when I see a mask like that. Colors on this one are a little simplistic but good. I like this. This looks very like grungy but militaristic in a way, kind of. You know, kind of like Black Ops or something like that. Not like Call of Duty Black Ops. Now I've just confused you. And myself. Anyway, this looks like a dark, gritty, militaristic, undercover type skin. I like it a lot. However, I don't know if it's still like this, but when it came out, Octane's hands were a little darker than his standard skin. Almost as if they were a completely different color. It could be blue, orange, brown, white, doesn't matter. Just something I noticed. As far as everything else goes, though, this is a pretty clean looking skin. And I love the skull on the back. It's very cool design. Orange, though, is where you lose me a little bit. And honestly, the tattoos, though, I like the tattoos on this one, especially that giant eagle tattoo or whatever. Pretty cool. You know what? It's clean. It's got a style to it that actually flows throughout the entire outfit. This may surprise you. I'm going to put this one in tier A, but it's definitely more like a lower A, closer to a high B. Next, we have one of the Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming skins. This is Adrenaline Affliction. This one is incredible. The eyeballs are scary and they are all over the place. They're on his little pouch. They're on the back, even on the mask. The purple looks so good with the pink, the neon. Everything looks so good on this one. How can I not put this in tier S? This skin is amazing. Now, it's not so much fun as some of Octane's other skins, but I like the element of creepy here. It is super creepy, and I love the colors. It's tier S. There's no denying it. One of his best skins, and it was essentially free if you had Prime Gaming. Next, we have Daruma Darter. I hope I said that right. I actually really like the legs on this one the most. The red and the blue look really good, especially the metal pieces for the metal legs. Everything else is okay except the arms with the little mummy straps. It's a little weird. The mask kind of looks like the Pringles guy or Monopoly Man. Very strange. The crotch area a little weird. The eyeball looking things above the knees, also very weird. Definitely feels like this was just kind of put together randomly. Not a great skin, not one of my favorites, and probably one I'll never wear. So I'm gonna put this one mid-level in tier C. Next is Abstract Splash. This is the Monster Energy drink promotion that I mentioned earlier. If you got a certain number of codes, you would unlock this skin. It was kind of an annoying promotion because, for me anyway, I bought a 12-pack and it scanned it as one actual code, so I had to go through customer service. It took weeks. Very annoying. The skin itself is just, it's weird. It's like somebody took a bunch of paintbrushes and just went wild. There's little thought here to design. It's just a mess. Which I guess Octane kind of is a mess, but not like this. Some of the colors are good, though. This is tier D, teetering on F. F for me has to be like, I can't even look at it. This is hard to look at, but I'm making it through. Okay. Next we have Whiplash, which was a Twitch Prime at the time, now Prime Gaming skin. This is red, gold, black. It looks incredible. The only thing I don't like are the tattoos on the ab area. That's a little ridiculous to me, but everything else is pretty solid. Little overkill on the arms as well. Almost looks like tattoo sleeves at this point. So I'm gonna put this one in tier A. It's a high tier A, but still tier A. Next we have Messenger. This is the Season 1 Battle Pass skin. A lot of people really did not like the Season 1 Battle Pass, which seems to be a trend as we're seeing over with Halo Infinite, but that's more based on the progression system itself, and yes, some of the monetary elements, of course. But we're not here to get into that. We're going to talk about this skin. I actually think this one is not that bad. I do think the blue makes absolutely no sense on the mask. It's like everything else is rugged and dirty and, you know, defeated or worn. And the blue on it just, maybe you could look at it as like a glimmer of hope, I guess, or energy. That's what Octane is living for. I don't know. But overall, I think it's okay. The blue, yeah, it's weird, but you know what? because it's Octane, it's okay. So I'm gonna put this one in tier C. It's alright. Could be a B with a few little adjustments here and there. Next we have Glacial Pace, which is a part of the Season 3 Battle Pass. This Battle Pass was of course based on World's Edge, which came out in Season 3 and is one of the best seasons in my opinion. There was so much excitement, so many bugs were fixed, it was actually running pretty smooth for a while. And as for this skin in particular, as ridiculous as it looks, I love it. I love the blue, the frozen cold, I love it. It looks so good. Almost looks like a holiday event skin. And then you've got the yellow, you know, which is perfectly fine, and the little gold orange as well. It looks good. And then the white, of course, reflects that blue really well. It's ridiculous. It looks much better in action. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of it at the moment because I'm on my PC. But this one, for me, it just hits the spot for tier S. Next, we have Peel Out. This one is, of course, a reference to racing, but also a reference to banana peels. The banana peels are pretty funny. I do like that. It looks pretty cool. Reminds me of Donkey Kong. And I like the red and the yellow. It actually looks kind of weird, but it kind of cool. I don't know. Yet, also at the same time, ridiculous. And that's what I love about Octane, is when he is ridiculous. Now, even though this one is a bit odd, I think it's fun and it's very clean for what it is. So I'm going to put this one actually in tier B. Next, we have Running Fatigues. This one is basically just a military skin. It's pretty basic. You know, it's got your little almost camo look. And it's okay. Nothing really special here. Pretty bland, but you know, if you're into that whole camo thing, kinda looks like that. I'm gonna throw this one in tier C. Then we've got First String. This is a very classy looking one, almost looks like a suit. I like this look a lot. It's got kind of a noir look as well going on there. Very clean. I do like this one a lot. And I love the color choices here. This is Octane being very smooth, very sophisticated, even though his shirt is cut off in the middle. So I'm gonna put this one in tier A. And last but not least, we've got the original skin. This is classic Octane. With the mask combination, this actually looks really good. I love the black, white, green color scheme. I love the green eyes as well with the mask. I think it works really well. I do have to say though, I've never been a fan of the middle piece being open. I understand why it's open, but never been a fan of that. And I'm not a huge fan of the yellow wiring on the legs or whatever that is, but overall, pretty good skin. Like it a lot. And of course, this is our Octane. So I'm gonna throw this one in tier A. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed that content so that I can keep making content for you. And as always, my name is... and I hope you have a...
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done.